What's up, guys? It's Bananaowns here, bringing you part 28 of my Skyward Sword Let's Play. And in this episode, we're going to actually go back to the surface and actually get... Well, actually, man, I'm a little redundant today. We're going to go back to the surface and start moving ever closer to entering the next dungeon, which is going to be the Ancient Cistern. So I'm just flying around here, making my way to the woods, and I really enjoyed this part of the game. It's a very interesting new concept of revisiting a past dungeon in order to further advance in the area, and this whole area is like the water area of the game, but I actually really enjoy it, unlike past Zelda games, like, you know, fucking water temple, you know, fucking hard and shit. Now, I heard the Water Temple is pretty easy in Ocarina of Time because, Ocarina of Time 3DS, because they added, like, pass on the floor to show you where to go and a bunch of extra stuff just to help you out just a little bit. So, I don't know about that, but I know that the Great Bay Temple from Majora's Mask still sucks balls. That's not a very fun one at all, but this game has one of the best water temples in any Zelda game, which is really good considering all the water temples are usually very difficult and very hard, which is the exact same thing. It's been a long day, guys. I'm recording these voiceovers a little bit early. Now, my normal release schedule is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and I'm still going to release these next week, but I'm recording these a week early because I have so much gameplay recorded already and I'm falling behind on doing these voiceovers, but I'm maintaining my schedule, but I'm just starting to get a little overwhelmed with how much raw gameplay I have. I should probably take a week off from playing the game, but I probably won't. So anyway, as you can see, I just passed the little challenge marker for the Goddess Trial. I'm just kind of skipping over here because I remembered that in this area over here, there is a rock that I can bomb, and there's a heart piece behind it, which I want to get because I remembered, because you have the bomb bag now, so you can carry a bomb. So let me just push this log out of the way here. There we go. So I can easily get back up if I fall. Okay, so let's continue in the area and let's look for this freaking little rock. I know where it is. I'm just having a bit of time just navigating through this terrain, but I know it's down in a certain area, so let me go down here to where that Kikwi was hiding. So okay, so I jump down here. I'm like, okay, no, I'll just go through this area right here. Okay, so there we go, and then I know it's up here, so let's go up this log and keep moving along, and it's gonna be right on the left right there, see? So let's pull out my handy dandy bomb bag, throw a bomb, and just wait for the reward. Wait for my bomb to explode. Now, if you noticed in this area, it appears all the enemies got a bit of a power-up. The Boku Goblins, they're different colors now, and they're a bit harder to kill. Well, at least I think they are. I don't know if it's just me. So, just be wary that they get a power-up, but of course that's kind of... It doesn't really matter after the Ancient Cistern, because your sword gets a bit of a power boost, which kind of just destroys everything. So, okay, I'm making my way back over to that piece of ground where you saw all the butterflies and that mystic aura, and of course you can douse for it, but I already knew where it was. So you just activate your harp, and it is time to play the song you learned at the Isle of Songs. So Fee comes out, and it's just all cool butterflies and daisies, and you just match it with the rainbow pattern on the ground, and just, it's easy. It's the worst fucking Zelda instrument ever, and it's just really easy. It's just killing time, and I hate the harp, and you guys will see it after I beat the Ancient Cistern. I go on another little side quest binge, which leads me to a part of the game that is absolutely deplorable and is fucking bullshit, which I will get to more angry details about that later. So watch this beautiful cutscene of Fee singing along, and it's time to activate this Goddess Trial. And these are very interesting parts of the game because they differ gameplay-wise. They involve a stealth aspect, which is really cool, actually, and I really enjoyed them. They seem really out of place, but they break up the gameplay and add a little bit of extra. See, that's one thing I really enjoy about this game, was that in order to get to the next dungeon, or temple, whatever you want to call it, I'll say a dungeon in this case, in order to get to the next dungeon, you actually have to do a lot. There is a lot of traversing the overworld and solving further puzzles. I really enjoy that aspect because I feel like in a lot of other Zelda games, you didn't have to do too much in order to get to the next area. Where in this game, there's actually a significant amount that you have to do, so you feel like you're always like solving puzzles, and it's really cool, and it makes you feel so badass. So anyway, this you get a Vessel of Light, which is a reference back to Twilight Princess. If you remember playing as the wolf in the Twilight section of the game, you had to get the Vessel of Light before you could become human again, and then make your way to the next dungeon. So, but in this case, you have to collect these. I think they're tiers of whatever the god is. So this is tier of Pharaoh, whatever the fuck her name is. I should probably look up how to pronounce things before I start talking about them. So you have to collect these tiers, but there's a catch. Once you step outside the circle, these little guardians manage to, well, they try to attack you, and it's very similar if you played Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks. I haven't played Spirit Tracks yet, but if you played Phantom Hourglass, there is the one dungeon in the game, the Temple of the Ocean King, which has these enemies you can't kill and you have to avoid, and when they hit you, you basically have to start over or take away time. But in this case, you have to start over. But when you collect one of these tiers, it gives you a limited period of time where the crazy statues won't attack you. So these gameplay sections really require a bit of planning and stealth. And there's 4 of them in the game. This first one is relatively easy. The second one's pretty easy. The third one, I haven't gotten there yet. It's been a while, but I don't think it posed too much of a problem. But I think the 4th one was pretty fucking difficult, if I remember. So anyway, you just gotta watch your sprint gauge because you can't attack. You don't want to get caught by those searchlights because they'll alert the enemy. You want to be really careful about touching this little spiritual water, because when you touch it, it alerts all the guardians and it leads to epic chases, and it's really fucking scary, and it gets your heart pumping. Nothing like a good old Zelda scare. So I'm just making my way through this whole area, just collecting these light tiers, and it's pretty simple, really. This first area is not too difficult. Just avoid the guys with lights, don't do anything stupid, and just take your time. Note, once you collect light tiers, you have the little flower in the top left corner of the screen, and there's these little fruits on the ground that allow you to see, like, that make the light tiers shoot up a beam of light into the sky, which also makes it very easy to locate them. So in all, this part of the game is easy, it's different, so it's fun, it's good. I really enjoy these sections of the game. They're not as annoying as they were in Twilight Princess, because I just don't. Maybe in Twilight Princess it was just playing as the wolf. It was really badass, but just I think it's just how slow the game starts out that really bothers me, because it continually slows down the game. In this game, it did start off slow, but not Twilight Princess slow. You're in the first dungeon within like a couple hours, where Twilight Princess you're playing for like double the amount of time before you get to the first dungeon, which is a good dungeon because it has monkeys, and monkeys are cool. But and then maybe because the wolf sections, I don't know, because it was just a scavenger hunt, and there was really no consequences to failing, because it really wasn't possible to fail. It was just a giant scavenger hunt, basically. And in this, there's a different gameplay element. It kind of reminds me of the stealth element on the Forsaken Fortress the first time you go visit it in a Wind Waker, where you have to basically avoid all the moblins because you have no sword. So it kind of harkens back to that, and I really enjoyed that section, which is really cool. And anyway, these Silent Realm areas have special dust relics, which are which are really useful crafting. They allow you to do more crafting stuff, so you can always pick up those. Now, I don't get into crafting a lot in this game because, well, no, I should probably rephrase that. I will be crafting the bow to the highest level, and which is really helpful. But I don't really craft the shields at all because you get a chance you get a Hylian shield closer to the end of the game. It's a little bit too late in my opinion, but still, it's where it's indestructible, and it's the basically like Link's standard shield he's had in all the Zelda games. So you get that closer to the end of the game, so I don't really put a lot of attention on upgrading the shield. All I do is buy new ones. Like the second I can buy the God, was it? I keep calling it the Goddess Shield, but it's not called the Goddess Shield. But the shield that I'm using in these videos, where it doesn't, well, it takes damage, but you can repair itself, so that's really helpful, because in my last playthrough of the game, I didn't get that shield. I just went straight from the Iron Shield to, I went straight from the Iron Shield to the Hylian Shield, and it was getting really bad because it was just wasting rupees to get it repaired. And I know rupees are kind of easy to come by in this game, but it was just a waste, and it was just a waste of time as well. So I just collected all the light tiers. Now you have to be very careful. I've had that one time where if you could still alert the guards, and that's not very fun, alerting the guards when you have all the light tiers, because you have to fucking book it because you can't pick up a light tier to make them stop. So just keep avoiding the lights if you're playing this, and this is more of a walkthrough for this area than a kind of a let's play, but I suppose I'm talking about the game a bit more. So make our way back, and we're going to get a little special item that lets us explore more, so that's always a good thing. Okay, so there you go, all done. All done. This trial is completed, and we're going to get the item, which is going to happen very soon. There we go. The water dragon scales, and which allows you to swim underwater basically and do a cool little spin move, which is very useful when you're swimming because it lets you jump, and you don't really use it too much, but it's pretty good, so I really enjoy it. And anyway, that about sums up this video. So see you next time, guys, where we're going to meet the old Kikwi leader. He's like an old ball sack.